What's up, Keelhauler fans? Tim Fitzgerald here with Zach Nicholas and Tommy Orvick, seniors of the rugby team here at Cal Maritime. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me. You got the West Coast Sevens coming up this weekend, so I wanted to chat with you guys. Let's start off introducing yourselves. Tell us where you're from and what brought you to Cal Maritime.
I'm Zach Nicholas. I'm from San Diego, California. I actually accidentally applied to Cal Maritime when I was applying to San Diego State and some other state schools. And I came up here to visit, and I fell in love with the campus, the ship life, and figured this was the best place for me to be.
Tommy, same for you.
Tommy Orvick, senior ME license. I'm from Cupertino, California, home of Apple. And I came to Cal Maritime. I just came here, took a tour. I thought the ship was really cool. The engineering program looked great, and that was it.
Right on. After graduation plans, what are you guys planning to do when your time is done here at Cal Maritime? Tommy, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm hoping to go into the Navy as an officer. Still working out what exactly I'm going to do, but that's what I want to do.
Zach?
I'm planning to go into the Coast Guard. Still working that out, but hopefully it'll come soon.
Zach, I had to have you on for an interview this year because last year's sets of interviews, you got mentioned like 4 times at a bunch of other people's interviews when I was asking people about, who's most likely to host a late night talk show was one you kept coming up in. What was your reaction to that, first of all?
Oh man, actually me and McCrew got mentioned for that.
Yeah.
And we had a whole idea of how we were going to do it. We were going to call it Blacked Out After Dark, because of our dark skin complexion, and it was going to be a good time. Unfortunately, he's not at Maritime anymore,
right.
So it's been a little tough for us to do any recordings or anything. But
you have to try that via Skype now for something.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had to pick, you can't be yourself this time, most likely to host a late night talk show.
I would probably pick Will Tucker.
Okay.
This dude is super funny. The verbiage that he uses, in everyday life, always cracks me up, and he's got some really good one-liners. So I think he'd be the perfect one.
Tommy?
I would pick Will Yates. That dude just can't stop talking. He's really funny, and everybody enjoys him.
Right on.
That's basically it.
Dude, Will Squared, man. That could be a good name for their
same for running for a political office then. That's the other one McCrew got lumped in
yeah.
as well.
I'd have to say Will Yates. He knows every single U.S. senator, by name. It's actually kind of incredible.
Pretty cool. Yeah, same?
I would say Chris Hickman, or Hick Daddy, as we call him. He's just a people pleaser. Everyone loves him, and I think he'd be good. I'd vote for him.
Right on. Awesome. Talk about this West Coast Sevens tournament coming up. Getting a chance to take on some D1 programs in the Sevens format. Beautiful setting on Treasure Island. Again, coming up this weekend, the 19th and 20th. San Diego State, Arizona, Stanford, your opponents in this first round of pool play. Your expectations based on experience with this before going into it this weekend?
Well, last year we got invited last minute, and we were the underdogs, and we were able to pull off a big win against Arizona State, and that really put Maritime on the map. And I think we're going in with our heads, pretty high. We've had a few tournaments the last few weeks, and we've seen a lot of really good things. And we're a young team this year. We had 14 seniors graduate last year, which is huge. Yeah. But I think we've worked really hard, just getting the chemistry down, and understanding how everybody plays and really working together. So, we're really thinking that we're going into this tournament to win.
Gotcha. Tommy, same for you. Expectations going into it, keys to success, that sort of stuff.
It's definitely a tough tournament.
Okay.
Last year was a real challenge. We've played most of the teams before. We've played Stanford before. We played San Diego. And over the last few weekends, we played a lot of new teams we've never played before that are going to be there. So it's going to be a real challenge, but I think we're up to it.
Gotcha. Differences between 7s and 15s in a setting like this. What sort of adjustments do you have to make mentally going into that?
7s, it's a shorter game, but it's a lot more running. You get winded really quick, and it's a different structure. It's a different play style. But personally, I'm a 15s guy. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it.
Gotcha. Same for you.
Yes, I agree with Tommy. 7's a lot quicker pace. You have to work a lot harder. Making sure you get the one-on-one tackles is really big, and they're usually more high-scoring games, and so that's one thing to think about is if someone scores and you just keep going on to the next one, and then you'll gain it back. I'm also more of a 15s guy, but 7s is always fun.
Right
quick
on.
turnaround.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, I guess, maybe some of your favorite moments as a rugby player here at Cal Maritime, if there's maybe a certain game, a road trip, an experience that sticks out the most being a Keelhauler rugby player?
I think for me it was my first game back after my injury.
Yeah.
I was out for a year and a half, and it was tough. And I just remember
a hip injury.
Yeah,
right?
I dislocated my hip against Santa Rosa my March of my sophomore year.
Okay.
And that was pretty tough. But Coach Hyatt and Coach Ed and Captain Bucky, they always were whispering in my ear, that I'm going to be back on the field. And when they played me in my first game back, it really meant a lot. And we pulled off a big W. We balled out, and so I think that was probably one of my happiest moments, being a Keelhauler rugby player.
Tommy, favorite memory as a Keelhauler?
I think it was last year. We went down to San Diego for a preseason,
Yeah.
or maybe it was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Either way, early season. And a lot of alumni and a lot of people are from San Diego, SoCal, so we have had probably bigger numbers in the stands than we do here. And we went down, and we won, and the whole trip was just a blast. So it was good.
Excellent. Well, guys, thanks for joining me here, taking some time at the tournament coming up, and best of luck this weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys again soon. Thank you for tuning in.